Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Sakura Angels. I was supposed to play this very long time ago, but well, stuff happened and well, plans changed. And we are playing this. We are playing this right now, so yeah, let's begin. After Sakura Spirit, time to play Sakura Angels. Every night I have the same dream. Every night I'm always brought back to this place without fail. And then every morning I'll wake up with no memory of this place at all, until the next time I fall asleep. Not a single night has went by without my consciousness being dragged into the abyss. This realm is devoid of light. So much so that I can't even see my hand in front of my face, no matter how desperately I wave it. The concept of sound is just as absent, my steps silent, and my distressed cries swallowed by the bordering darkness as quickly as they had left my mouth. I'm in a bleak, barren wasteland of nothingness. Spending any prolonged amount of time here begins to make me doubt even my own existence. Yet, despite feeling suffocated by striking absence of anything, I know I'm not alone. Something is watching me, stalking me from the shadows. I can't say for sure what it is, but every once in a while I'll catch sight of something from the corner of my view. Corner of my eye is what I know, but whatever. A pair of burning bright eyes fixated purely on me. They hate me. Despise me? There's an overwhelming sense of animosity radiating from whoever they belong to. I know they want nothing more than to lash out and attack me, but something is holding them back. A force they truly despise. Invisible chains that bind and restrict them from the one thing that is on their mind. At first, when I began dreaming about this place, the eyes were distant like glimmering stars. But with each passing night, the eyes seem to inch ever closer and shine even brighter. I think whatever force has been holding them from me is beginning to fade. What will happen when these eyes reach me? I shudder to think. I know it's just a dream, so I shouldn't be afraid. But everything I experience here is so vivid. None of the usual murky haze that shrouds such dreamlike environment seems to exist here at all. I have perfect clarity. I can feel the stagnant freezing air all around me, enough to incite a shiver out of me every once in a while. Since I'm so used to this dream, I know how it will end. I'll wait through the darkness for what seems like an eternity, never finding anything, until the morning finally comes and pulls me out of this nightmare. At least, that was how it usually ended. Something is different tonight. Those hateful burning eyes that always kept just out of sight before are suddenly confronted by them. Never before have they been so close. Never before have I stared straight back into them. Their narrowed, piercing gaze roots me to the spot and the shriek pain surges through me. I can't move. I can't breathe. And then, from out of the darkness, a crude smile spreads, just as sinister as the eyes.
もうすぐ自由を味わうことができる。残りの平穏を楽しめ少年。君の命はもうわずかだ。
Give me a second. Wait, there is voiceover? Okay. Voice, sound, music.
もうすぐだ。もうすぐ自由を味わうことができる。残りの平穏を楽しめ少年。君の命はもうわずかだ。
If there is voicing, then I have less to read. I'm glad about that. At least my voice won't die. Okay, so it's like that. I have to click all the time. But she says everything in one go. Got it.
そして、すべてが変わる。
My head is killing me. These morning's migraines are the worst. Every morning without fail, I always wake up to a sensation not unlike my skull being pounded by a jackhammer. Toomp. 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 Something like that. It's almost like a heartbeat. I feel like my head is going to split open. It's weird though, because even though the pain is so intense, it never lasts long. In this pace it takes me to get up and head for school, the pain is usually reduced to just a dull drop at the back of my skull by then. So it isn't too much of a hassle in the grand scheme of things. But it certainly isn't a fun way to wake up. I just find it odd how consistent it seems to be. Anyway, enough pondering in these weird mysteries. It's time to tackle the day. After a moment of wrestling with my blanket, I swing my legs around and drag myself out of bed. That's actually a nice room, I got to say. After a moment of wrestling with my blanket, okay. A quick look at my bedside clock tells me it's still early. Too early. If I had it my way, the world wouldn't start until at least a good way into the afternoon. Same. But sadly life just isn't that wonderful. Pulling back the curtains to let the light flood into my room, I suppress the urge to let out a hiss, almost blinding myself in the process. Too bright. The rest of my time getting ready is spent fighting with my uniform, a time becoming all the more problematic to put on when you're half asleep. Oh god, I think I've actually got my hand stuck in it. Almost choking myself to death in the most pathetic fight ever, I finished putting on the tie, the rest of my uniform complying peacefully with me. Unable to find a comb, I settled for just flattening my hair down with my hands. Looking in the mirror, I left staring back at someone with messy black hair. It's close enough. Somewhat dressed and somewhat ready, I stumbled out of my room, my legs still not fully awake. Now I'm surprised I wouldn't be able to get out of the house without taking a shower first. Well, and brushing teeth and eating something. Well, sometimes I don't eat, that's true, but shower is a must. Uneven and yeah, brushing teeth. No, well, you know, basically that stuff. Uneven steps carry me dangerously down the stairs, and I soon emerge in the kitchen. I'm greeted by silence. The kitchen is empty. A familiar scene for me. My parents are what you might call workaholics. Basically, they spend more time at their respective jobs than they ever do here. I only ever get to catch them during the evening while we're eating, and then everyone is off to bed and the cycle repeats. Don't get me wrong, I understand they have to work in order to keep us living comfortably, so I don't hate them for it. It just gets, I don't know, lonely. Ah well, there's no use moping about it. It's been like this for years, so I don't know why I was getting all emotional about now. The plus side of them not being around is that I quickly had to learn how to cook for myself. That's true, dude, that's true. I know that from my own experience as well. It's amazing how fast you can adapt to that sort of stuff when you are starving. I don't think I have enough time for anything fancy to eat for breakfast, so I'll just settle for toast. You can never go wrong with toast. Okay, you might be able to go wrong with toast. I have sudden traumatic flashbacks to when the toaster erupted into flames, and I have no idea how you did that, dude. Ah, what a day that was. But I've learned from my mistakes now. It won't happen a second, third time. Having devoured the only slightly charred toast, I slink my bag over my shoulder before starting to pour the front door. I give the empty house one last look before opening the front door. It's kinda depressing to have no one to say goodbye to. But again, this has been the same for every weekday morning since forever ago. The sun is shining high in a cloudless sky, birds are chirping overhead, waves of students are passing by, happily chatting with one another as they all make their way to school. It's all so horrible. I'm not much of a morning person, so I can't even begin to fathom how everyone can be so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed right now. Okay, I'm too similar to this guy in these cases, because I don't understand how some people can be happy and so on in the morning. But, well, I guess I'm just not a morning person. But yeah, in the morning I'm super grumpy, to be honest. Alright, I mean, it's taking all of my willpower just to be able to put a foot in front of the other without just crumbling to the ground. I just have to hope the breakfast kicks in and gives me the energy I need before I'm forced to literally drag myself through the school gates. Huh? While keeping my head down and my eyes glued to the ground as I soldiered on, I suddenly lost the vibrant atmosphere from before it's gone. Silence has completely taken over. My steps, the only thing making any noise. The air is still. Huh? That's a bit strange. Bring my head up, I'm met with an unsettling sight. The street is deserted. No students, no cars, and even the cheerful chirping of the birds is gone. What? I hurried forward, hoping to at least run into somebody. Anyone? Even the sun's once golden rays seemed muted, the world thinked in dreary tones. But there still isn't a cloud in the sky. I can see the clouds. Hello. Okay, this is definitely starting to freak me out. I need to just... A splitting pain shoots through my head, stopping me in my tracks. Like a searing poker being thrust through my skull. A headache? Now? Nothing is making sense. Desperately trying to keep myself upright as I clutched a hand to my head, I staggered forwards. Unlike the headaches from before that gradually died down, this one only seems to be getting worse. It won't stop at all. I'm brought to my knees. I can hardly even think straight, my head threatening to explode at any moment. And then, through gritted teeth and a pain expression, I see it. Something that shouldn't exist. Yet clearly does, as confirmed by my own terrified eyes. A monster! That's the only word that can come to my scrambled mind. A hulking, grotesque mass of flesh with gnarled fangs and red-slitted eyes, seething with hate. The closest thing I can relate to would be a dog, but no dog I know of is 3 times the size of me, its form practically eclipsing the sun. It snorts with flared nostrils, something like steam being exhaled out. Given its tense stance and the fact it's blocking my way, I can only assume it's hit for me. But why? What the hell is it? Where did it come from? Why does it want me? 1,000,001 questions race through my head, but I doubt I'm going to get any answers from this thing. There's only one thing I do when presented with such odds, and that is to... Of course, stand my ground, right? Okay, no. I mean, he's not... I don't know about him, right? Maybe he's some freaking super fighter. But no, okay, I think... Is it dangerous? Do you think it's dangerous? Alright, I will do that stupid thing. Of course. I don't know what the hell this thing is or why it suddenly appeared before me, but I'm not going to let it take me down without a fight. You know the pain that threatens to against my skull, I straighten myself up and stand around making the hateful eyes of the beast. And then, tightening the fist, I lash out like lightning, my fist connecting with his head cleanly with a solid impact. Take this, fool beast! Whoom! Okay, did it work? Okay, no. Bad idea. That did nothing. In fact, it looks even angrier than it did before now. All I've managed to do is bruise my own fist. I hope I haven't broken anything. I reel back from my brutal act, giving the fist in question a good shake. It still stings. Ow! Well, at least maybe you don't feel the headache now. Now what do I do? My blazing sprite's attack was met with complete indifference, and now I think it's too late to run, as the creature is gearing itself up for a charge, its front leg digging in the ground. This might have been a mistake! I try to turn tail and begin running, but the beast kicks off the ground straight towards me. There's nothing else I can do. I brace myself as best I can for the inevitable bone-shattering impact. Right before the beast can neck me and bring my knife to a grisly end, a dazzling radiant light floods my vision, engulfing both me and the monster. The beast stops in its tracks, a guttural cry escaping before it vaporizes before my eyes. What the hell just happened? A cheerful voice chirps. I like the music. A welcome sound after the terrors of death. That thing! Hey! That's rude! Okay, that voice is freaking not loud, so... And then another voice that's less cheerful? In fact, they sound angry more than anything. The light soon fades, revealing my saviors. For this is definitely the last thing I was expecting. Two girls, roughly my age, stand before me. I blink several times before I scrub at my eyes, hoping things might make a little more sense. This can't be real, right? I'm having more trouble believing these girls are actually staying before me than I did the monster. Wielding weapons and costumes taken straight out of fantasy book, it's all a bit much for my brain to attempt to process. What the heck was that? The more cheerful of the two simply says that to me, her stance relaxing some. Hey, was that supposed to explain everything? I glance down at my feet, where my own shadow stretches, but the girl bursts into a giggle. Oh. No. Okay. Well, I don't want to imagine the manifestation of my shadow. After, well, basically 23 years of life. Ooh, that would be terrifying, probably. Well, there might be a reason for that. Interesting. Nah. No, I'm fine, but... I'm cut short by the more aggressive looking of the pair, whose expression had grown darker and darker as the cheerful one had spoken. Looking like she's unable to take it anymore, she exploded, causing both of us to jump. Yeah. Her eyes narrow into a frightening glare. It's clear she isn't happy, but I don't think she has anything to counter that. I can't beat the feeling that I've heard that voice before somewhere. The upbeat girl brings her attention back to me, a spark in her eye. Wait, what? Wait! How do you know my name? She puts her hand to her mouth as if to try and take back the words. The questions got to pile up, and I still haven't gotten any answers. Okay, the serious one rubs her fist against the other's head, who sticks her tongue out in a sort of my bad kind of way. So you guys know me. I've never seen them in my life. And given how they look, I definitely think I would have remembered them I have stalkers now! Cute stalkers. Interesting. Me. What the heck did I ever do to get so much attention? As far as I know, I'm just an average student who lives an average life, doing average things. So after this, I guess I can't really call my life average anymore.
これはトップシークレットだから詳しくは言えないんだけど、あなたが悪人の手に落ちるのは良くないんだよね。あなたの安全をどれだけ私たちが守ってるか信じられないと思うけどね。正直なところ、あなたに会えてほっとしてるの。だから感謝してね。
She beams at me, leaning in perhaps just a little bit too close. She's throwing so much at me here I can hardly think straight. Just who the heck are you guys? She falls deep into thought, her nose scrunching up. I guess she's choosing her words carefully as to avoid another brutal assault from her partner. Saying that, she gives her bow a flourish and it shatters between her fingers. Moments later, the shattered pieces of the bow begin to gather behind her, the shards piecing back together rapidly until finally they form a pair of wings on her back. I don't see that. The wings, while not strictly attached to her, at least seem to function as they sway in the breeze and give off a glimmer every now and again. Wait, are they literally angels? Let me get this straight. To start from the beginning, that thing that attacked me, that monster you call those shadows. And these shadows have supposedly been hunting for me for a while now. Because apparently if they catch me, it will be bad for unspecified reasons. And you guys, whoever you are, I have been combating them from the shadows, so keep me safe from harm. She nods enthusiastically. It looks like I've just about got a grip on what this whole thing is, even if it was a little sparse on details. I don't really understand why he asked the questions about stuff she already told. But okay, knowing all this, it brings me to the conclusion that these girls have lost it! Okay. Oh, I have no choice but to believe them. Oh, come on. Look at those eyes. They can't lie. Boom. As crazy as this all sounds, I can't deny the evidence before me. That monster was definitely real, and I have no reason to doubt these girls who destroyed that thing right before my eyes. Okay, so, what happens now? Yeah, I think you are right about that. Oh. Somehow, I don't like the sound of that, or what it might imply. At all. I like it. Oh, well. What I'd like to say is, I'm okay with that. Bye bye. She gives me a wink and a wave before taking off in the other direction. Her less enthused partner simply turns her head from me with one last "Phew!" before falling after her. I'm soon left completely alone within the street, where just moments ago my entire world had been spun on its head. Did all of that just happen? Gee, all of this will have to wait for later for. Right now I have to focus on the bigger issue, being late for school. I ran to a sprint as I tried to make up for lost time, all the while hoping that I will never run into those two again. What? I want to run into them a lot of times. Somehow I just about barely make it to class. It was a photo finish through the door, right as the bell went, but I made it. Well, photo finish is something I do a lot of times. Actually, I'm always photo finishing to work, but well, fighting to switch it, but well, it's not going well. But whatever. Taking a moment to catch my breath, I dragged myself over to my desk, the teacher arriving almost seconds after I collapsed into the chair. Too close. None of the other students seemed to bother by my late entrance. For at this point, maybe this is what they expect from me now. Anyway, I have been pretty late at times, even missing the bell entirely some days. Mostly due to sleeping in. At least this time I had an actual reason for cutting it so close. However, after what happened earlier, I think it's going to be impossible for me to focus on the lesson. I begin to wonder if I'll ever get an explanation for whatever the heck that was that just happened. Impossibly tall creatures. Girls wielding magic weapons. No matter how I look at it, my brain refuses to accept it as reality. It goes against everything I know. I screwed through my hair, a faint headache still ringing at the back of my head. Being lucky enough to have a seat situated by the window, I let my gaze wander out, my eyes vacant as I stare into the clear blue sky. The teacher is doing his usual morning speech, no doubt talking about the upcoming events for our school, but his words are just a dull mumble in my ears, my mind miles away. Those girls knew me by name, and no matter how far I delve back through my memories, it's clear I've never seen them in my life. At least I don't think I've seen them before. I think hard. Maybe too hard, to the point my eyes begin to strain. Nope. Nothing. I can't recall a single thing that might shed light on this. Defeated for now, I tune back in the classroom wheels still keeping my sights set on the sky, the teacher's voice becoming clear once more. Now, I know it's a bit sudden, but as of today, we have 2 transfer students that will be joining our class. Transfer students? At this time of the year? It's a bit late to be joining, don't you think? Even the teacher sounds confused as he announces them. And not just 1, but 2. Why do I get the feeling there's something off about this? Almost as if it's tied into what happened earlier? Huh. Nah. It couldn't be. I'd like you all to make them feel welcome as they transition in. What did you say your names were?
Sayaka desu. Hajimemashite. Nakayoku shite ne.
I bolt upright in my seat, my head snapping towards the front of the classroom. That upbeat voice. Is it really? Sure enough, 2 girls I never thought I'd see again are stood before me. In my school. In my classroom, no less, wearing the school's official uniform. And let me add that whoever created females' uniforms is a freaking master. The cheerful one, Sayaka, bows partly to the class, flashing me a grin as her eyes pass over me. What? What is this? The other girl is less conscious, her arms crossed and her brow furrowed. She doesn't look pleased to be here. At all. Well, would you be pleased if you had to get to school? Her gaze passed over to me. Me too. But rather than a smile, she gives me a nasty glare. Is she blaming me for this? It sure feels like it. The grumpy. Sa gives her a playful push and she stumbles to the center of the classroom. Everyone's eyes up on her. She looks like she's at a loss for words, her mouth opening and closing as her face gradually goes red. I guess she doesn't cope well under the spotlight. She trails off into the murmur before spinning on her heel and storming her way back to Sayaka, practically hiding behind her. Hikari simmers with silent rage, her hands balled up into tight fists, practically shaking. I'm sure if she was in a classroom full of people, things might have gotten violent here. With their introductions over, the teacher motions for them to take their seats, which probably to the biggest surprise are near me. Wait a second. I only just realized where the only spare seats in the classroom are. One of them is right behind me with a window view too, and the other is to my right. I knew it! So that means they will both be sitting beside me. Actually, this is pretty convenient. I can finally ask them just what the heck they think they are doing. Zack with a sprinkler step waltzes towards the desk behind me. He carries some square way over and takes the other desk. I lean out from my desk to try and catch their attention, but I'm cut short by the teacher, who assumes whatever it is he was talking about before. Damn it! I don't want to get in trouble for talking during class. Well, I maybe not be very talkative, but I've been in trouble because of talking during class a few times. I'll have to wait until the break. That's 2 lessons away, fella. Which is practically eternity. I swing back around to the front of my desk. I can't do anything right now, so I'll just pay attention to the teacher and... no! How can I pay attention to anything when 2 magical girls are sitting near me? I want answers now! Drumming my fingers against the desk as the teacher continues to drone on, I try to think of a way around this. It's better I don't speak during class, so... Of course, it's so obvious. The notes, right? I dig into my school bag and pull out my notebook and pencil. I knew it. I just passed them a note. Simple and silent. It's a bit of an immature means of communicating, I'll admit, but I'm desperate here. I scroll down my message. What are you guys doing here? I may as well get straight to the point. I tear the page out, almost ripping it in half in the process. Only one question is left. Who do I give this note to? I don't know. More cheerful one, I guess. Sayaka. Well, it's going to be harder to pass a note to someone directly behind me without looking suspicious. I get the feeling Sayaka might actually want to respond. Kicking back in my chair, I lean backwards and the sleepy note onto her desk, whilst keeping my eyes forward, as if I were a good student who actually paying attention to the lesson at hand. Of course you do. I mean, everyone is doing that. Right? I mean, come on. At least. I think I managed to give her the note. After a minute or two of twiddling my thumbs, I begin to lose faith in my plan. Maybe this was... Something suddenly taps my shoulder, the same page I had torn out from my pad before floating down to my desk. Success! Written below my own hastily scrawled, just barely legible message is one in far neater handwriting and accompanied by a smiley face. We're here to protect you, see? Protect me? Right. I remember her saying something about them being my guardian angels and that they'd be keeping a closer eye on me, but this is ridiculous. I scribbled down my reply, writing so fast I have to cross out the word several times before I finally get it right. Okay, I get that part, but do you really need to be this close? How did you guys even manage to get enrolled? Do you forget how close you were to being chomped on this morning? We're not gonna let it happen again. And as for how we got in, well, let's just say we can be very persuasive. Hehehehe. Who actually writes hehehehe? Whatever. At least she gave me an answer. Somewhat. Now that I think about it, that teacher did look a little confused as he introduced them. I'm guessing they weren't. They're waiting to hear with whatever magic powers they have. That's a bit scary actually. Magic. I use that word so casually. Am I just accepting existence now? I guess, given the evidence, it's a bit hard not to, but I'm still going to remain skeptical. The first lesson of the day goes on at an agonizingly slow pace. I can't focus on the thing, no matter how hard I try. After what seems like an eternity, the bell finally rings, announcing the end of the lesson. There's still another lesson to go before break time, for which makes it impossible to talk with the girls, especially since the next lesson is physical education, where the boys and girls are separated. It was the same for me. In all the schools. Dude. Wait, no! Or, wait, yes? No. Actually, the first 3 years of the freaking primary school was not separated. Later it was. But you know, first 3 years of primary school. Come on. You don't even pay attention to anything then. Why is life so complicated? I have no idea why would life be so complicated, but it is. Unfortunately, it is. Alright, let's end the episode here, and in the next one we'll actually go to our physical education classes. For now, hope you enjoyed it, and really hope to see you in the next episode of Sakura Angels coming tomorrow. So yeah, until then, bye bye.